Ron? Ron?
Ron, is it?
Hey, John, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Come on in. There's nobody. Come on in.
Sure.
All right.
Sure. All right.
How you doing, Ron?
Very
Nice to meet you. Can I call you Ron?
You can call me
Should I
Ron.
call you Ronald?
Ron. You can call me
Ron is better. It's
Yes.
a little more informal.
Yes. Yes.
So here we are.
Yes.
So listen, thank you for doing this.
Yes.
The whole idea is to get to know you, because
Okay.
I think that in a lot of ways we haven't learned a lot about the candidates for mayor.
Okay.
And so this is new for you.
Yes.
This is kind of a big deal for you to be running.
It is. It is. And I'll be honest here.
That's what you're here for.
I'm learning as
I bet.
and the campaign trail as my political career, getting involved here with politics. I'm learning as I go.
What is it that you do for a living? I picked you up at Matawa here, the new location. What is it that you do?
Well, first of all, I just borrowed my partner's vehicle.
Oh, nice.
And I do a lot of advocating in mediation for child welfare.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
And returning foster children back to their extended family members.
Right.
When you have mom and dad that obviously need treatment.
Right.
To deal with their issues. My job is to take the children out of foster care as soon as possible to reintegrate those children back.
Wow.
So I do a lot of that, and the cycle doesn't end.
I bet.
So the cause of that is addictions.
Yeah. So social issues.
Yes.
Is really and let's talk about your story and why you've decided that running for mayor was the right time to do it. What was it that pushed you forward to say, okay, this is what I want to do?
Well, I've been thinking about it for some time. Last year, I don't want to go too much detail involved in my late son.
Sure.
I've seen a lot of issues with the indigenous people in Thunder Bay and Thunder Bay Police, and the challenges we're facing with systemic policy representation is needed at the forefront to address all these issues.
Right.
And so I decided, I asked myself, I can do this. There's nothing to be afraid of, and so I wanted to face the challenge and be honest to, Thunder Bayers that I believe time, to change is needed now.
Yeah. You touched on something really important there, because as an Indigenous person,
Yes.
you see things differently than we do.
Yes, I do.
You're more involved.
Yes.
You live it every day with your career.
Yes.
Are we getting better, or are we the same? Is the issue that we find ourselves in here in Thunder Bay been here forever and we're just starting to see it now, or is it worse than it was before?
As I said earlier, during my campaign trails, I spoke with a lot of seniors.
Right.
They're telling me 20 years ago, Ron, it was so different. You can go out and about in the evening. You can go for your walks. Now today you have a lot of panhandlers. You have a lot of people with, addictions, and people want to rob people.
Right.
That's what they're fearing today. And to address these issues, let me give you an example.
Sure. Yeah.
Perfect example. Ralph Cadell, Public Safety Minister.
Mm-hmm.
Last year in June, he offered support, resources,
Right.
and it was a jurisdiction issue. Thunder Bay didn't get involved, but it was a public outcry by Indigenous leaders, with the police service and the municipality. What's going on here?
Yeah.
But nobody called for the help. Let me give you another example. Opiate crisis in British Columbia.
Okay.
There was a public outcry to deal with 1,400 deaths.
Wow.
And so $71 million is put into mental health and addictions to alleviate the crisis.
Right.
So what I'm trying to say here, there are opportunities that were lost.
We missed out.
We missed out.
Okay.
The boat has sailed
Mm-hmm.
to deal with with addictions.
Right.
Now, when you have the public safety minister making these kind of announcements, it's an opportunity to work with the Attorney General. Part of our platform is to address addictions and to work with the Ministry of Health and the Attorney General. Let's start doing court mandate treatment programming. Okay? How are you going to do it, Ron? Where's your place? How are you? Well, let's look at the old LPH. Let's start revitalizing that.
It's a big empty building.
Big empty building. There you go.
Big waste of space.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Let's start there.
That perfect spot.
Yes.
So why haven't locally? Is it because we don't know enough? Is it because there's not enough people on council that understand the issue and the depth of that issue that we haven't taken advantage of these opportunities? What do you think?
Well, it's also a diverse culture. When I say diverse culture, when you look at the docket or the criminal courthouse, the clientele, obviously it's a high rate of indigenous,
right?
That with addictions, and you need to be a diverse individual to understand the background of these issues.
There's a reason.
Yes.
There absolutely is a reason those things are happening.
Yes. So in order to combat those issues, you need to come forward to say, hey, it's not just being hard on crime, it's about health.
Yeah.
It's about the root of the addiction is, your health.
It surprises me. Maybe it doesn't surprise me. It surprises me that you're the only one saying that publicly. That you're as far as the other candidates go, one of the things that bugs me the most about all the things that I'm reading and seeing online,
right,
is every candidate is saying, oh, we got to do something about social issues. Next sentence.
It's like, okay,
what are you gonna do? Give me something.
Okay, I'll give you something right now.
But no. But what you're saying though makes a lot of sense, because we're missing those opportunities for the help and the understanding. And I'm just wondering if if candidates in this election cycle need to educate themselves. Don't just tell me you're going to do something to help the social issues when you really don't understand why they're there in the first place. Right. And you have that understanding far deeper than anybody else.
Yes.
So if you're the mayor, Ron,
yes,
you have these opportunities. We're going into an area now. Here we are in downtown Fort William.
Yes.
Crowds of people. Tough area.
Yes, it is.
There's a lot of sick people here.
Yes.
It's not just troublemakers.
No.
It's people that are sick.
That's right. That's right. With addictions.
But instead we're saying things like, well, we got to fix we're going to put up more cameras and we're going to catch the bad guys. It's not the bad guys.
No.
As the mayor, when you look at this area, and just driving through this area, you can see it on every corner here.
Yes.
What can you do as a leader to try to help people understand what's happening here, right in front of us?
Yes.
And what we can do to help it?
Okay, I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I came here. I was talking to people. What could I do to keep you off the street? About a dozen of them said, I want a job. I'm looking for work. Get me to work. And get me to treatment.
Wow.
You know what? They admit it.
So people are asking for the help.
Yes, they're asking for it.
Why aren't they getting it?
Well, it's programming. It's funding. Like I said, the boat has sailed.
Yeah, we missed it.
We missed it.
Jeez.
So let's we have a chance here. We can rebuild. Let's try to play catch up. But the to-do list is long overdue, and we have an aging infrastructure, obviously.
Right.
So
that doesn't help.
No. The to-do list, is long overdue, but these are the challenges we have to face. This is the reality. Because, I'm going to tell you about this campaign. It's a very tough campaign trail. I'll tell you why. I'll be honest with this. It's the young population that's getting out there. It's the hardest.
Right.
It's really hard. You know why? I don't care. You can have my vote, but I'm not going to show up. But when they talk to you like that, it's not promising.
Well, they don't think they matter. That's probably part of the problem, right?
But I try to talk to them. This is your future. This is what's going to mold Thunder Bay. It's you.
Yeah.
You're going to build it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to do, to speak on their behalf and be their voice and be their change. And
why is it that you're the first?
oh, good question. Good question.
I don't want to make this about that.
No,
but,
no.
But to me, I think, you know, I don't want. I have to be careful that I'm not biased.
Yes.
But to me, the first thing I think is, oh, it's about time. Thank you for doing this, because, you know, you're a voice that I think has been unheard.
Yes.
So, you know, the fact that you're doing this, being the first one, is to me is a sign.
It is.
That we're going in the right direction.
We are, and we're trying to enter a platform arena where representation is very low, with obviously
very low. It's non-existent.
Yes. Yes. And I, you know, accept that challenge, and you know, it's a long battle, but there is nothing to fear in this campaign. And I'll be honest with you, you know, a lot of people are asking me, Ron, how are you going to reduce taxes? Can you cut taxes? You know what? We can't. There's no industry. There's no manufacturing.
That's right.
When you look at the reserve fund, what was it last time? 68%.
Well, it keeps dropping. We're spending money like crazy.
Yes.
But that's just because it's an election year.
Of course.
Yeah.
But when you look at the reserve fund, where is it generating? So but there's no return.
How do we? We're working on a relationship. You know, everybody can judge on their own how we're doing with the relationship, but we're working on a relationship with Fort William First Nations,
right?
Who is doing a lot of work in developing their own industry,
right?
Building up social networks, building up industrial and workplace education. It's good.
Yes.
But we seem to be a little slow in that relationship building. Do you think we're doing a better job than we were years ago, or do you think we're not quite there yet? We're not quite on the right path yet.
Well,
bridging that gap.
Yes, I'm not speaking on behalf of the First Nation.
Right.
Let's get that straight.
Absolutely.
So, yes, we are narrowing that gap, but we need to be more focused on the municipal representation in order for that diversity to be effective.
Right.
For the people.
Right.
And when I say for the people, it's not just one-sided here.
That's right.
It's for all abroad.
That's right.
And when we talk about a diverse or proposed policy representation, it's not just one minority, but we need to put a handful to make those policy changes.
We lots of talk in Thunder Bay about racism.
Yes.
About Thunder Bay Police Service has been brought into that mix. The city has been brought into that mix.
Yes.
You've been here all your life?
Since 2007.
Okay, so 11 years.
Yes.
I've been here all my life.
Right.
I struggle a lot with, is racism worse now than it was, or do we hear about it more than we used to?
It's more awareness. It was always present. It's more media that's picking up in society. There's more accessibility technology.
Right.
So that's
where it's coming from. So as the mayor,
yes,
you know, as the leader,
yes,
the representative for the entire city,
yes,
what kind of things do you think council needs to do to start tightening that gap and make things move a little quicker as far as those relations go? And we have the Respect Council. We've got all of these initiatives in place, which is great because we never had them before.
That's right.
But as the mayor, what do you think you can bring to the table to start moving that together faster?
Well, we need to, first of all, partner up closer with Native organizations that are affiliated with the municipality within the city.
Because there's a lot of them.
Yes, there's a lot. And we're acting, I'm talking about the First Nation perspective. We're too independent. We need to come all together to address these issues.
Right.
And we're too much, one's in the corner, the other one's over there. We need to organize, come together to develop some kind of proposed policy making at the table to get together to address issues, whether it's social housing, you know, job equality, with First Nations that are looking for work,
Right.
and to deal with mental health. Like I said, it's long overdue, and these are issues that need to be addressed now. When I go out and about talking to people, Ron, can you put a camera by the school to abduction? You're getting a lot of that. Or can you put cameras by the waterfront? That's not going to cut it. No,
That's not the issue.
That's not the issue. No,
Yeah.
no. Most incidences are involving addictions,
Yeah.
whether it's alcohol or drugs. We need to start addressing the health issue. We need to start screening.
So where as the mayor,
Yes.
what would be your first step? What would you do first to start looking at those issues and to start making that difference? Is it bringing these groups together, these organizations that you were talking about? Is it helping educate the city on what the issues really are? What's your first step? The first day you're sitting around council chambers in that big fancy chair, Ron.
Okay. what I said earlier already pinched as it is.
Oh, are we ever?
Yeah. So we need more funding to address the issues with
So you
addiction.
need somebody going to the province, going to the federal
Yes.
government, and you need that. That's so you want to be that person.
Yes, I want to
that's
be that.
knocking on that door.
Yes, yes, and that's what I want to do for Thunder Bayers to combat crime.
Because it's a bigger issue than
Yes,
just the crime.
yes. I talk to judges on a regular basis, and they say, "Ron, how are you going to do it? There's a jurisdiction issue." Yes, there is, but
There is a jurisdiction
Yes,
issue.
there is, but the municipal leadership has to take a role to be more assertive.
So you don't think I'm going to be careful in my question. You don't think then the council has been assertive enough in doing these things?
And certain issues, yes,
Okay.
certain issues.
Well, and that's a common theme that I'm hearing.
Yes.
Which makes me wonder if people are really paying attention to the biggest issues and understanding that one is the biggest one.
Yes.
And if they're challenging their counselors for that, because I think that's our job to do that.
That's right.
It's our job to speak up on those things.
That's right. That's right.
Because I can't be just the person, I've got a young family and my kids go to school, go to university, my wife works full-time, I work full-time, I'm
Right.
busy.
Right.
I don't drive through my neighborhood going, oh, the crime is terrible.
Right.
I see things
Mm-hmm.
in my neighborhood especially
Right.
that are concerning, but more people need to understand that it's a deeper issue than people just going out to cause trouble.
That's right.
So, and I just wonder why we haven't talked about it more in council chambers. I appreciate what they're trying to do,
Yes.
and trying to bridge that gap, but to me, it seems like it's going a little slow.
Yes, and it's a matter of different style of politics and a different generation entering the arena, and that's what it's going to have to take.
It's interesting that you brought that up. You're a fairly young guy.
I'm 50 years old, and
For being the mayor, you're a fairly young guy.
okay.
You bring a wealth of experience to the table, but you could have a very long life here. This is your city too, and looking forward, generationally looking forward.
Yes. But let me tell you something. I talk to a lot of seniors. They want to retire, but they're having doubts. It's not a good place to retire. You're hearing that now. The attitudes, oh my God, they're leaving us. They're leaving Thunder Bay. I have to do something to make that change.
Yeah.
To change their minds.
Right. Give them a reason to
Yes,
stay. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. We're about to pull into Marina Park.
Right.
I'm doing this on purpose.
No, I love purpose.
Okay. I love Marina Park.
Yes, okay.
So if you don't, that's okay.
No.
But I'm going to ask your opinions
No,
on
I have
these
a
things.
future. I have a future for.
Oh, you got an idea?
Yeah, I have
Okay,
good
good.
idea.
Okay, well, this is your chance. I was one of the people that was complaining a lot about the people complaining about how much money we spent down here.
Right.
To me, this is a premier location in our city.
Right.
I spent a lot of time down here,
Right.
as part of the community down
Right.
here. I see hundreds, and I'm not exaggerating, hundreds and hundreds of people down here every day in the summertime.
Okay. Yes.
I see people enjoying walks in the fall and the spring.
Yes.
We spent $50+ million on this.
Right.
In your opinion, looking at this waterfront
Yeah.
and the now future expansion to where the New Art Gallery will go,
Yes.
is it money well spent?
Well, let's look at the non-commission part over here to your far left.
Right.
See, that needs to be cleaned up.
Oh gosh. How many years ago was that fire? Like 5?
Yes, about 5 years. And when we talk about the waterfront expansion, let's talk about a cleanup project. Okay?
Because there's so much great land over here.
There is.
We're going to go that way.
Yes.
While we're here.
Yes. See, there's opportunity. There's investments here.
Absolutely.
So to make Thunder Bay a greater place, you know, for tourist attractions, I get a lot of complaints about tourism right now. I do, from business, hotel management.
Oh, absolutely. Sure.
Yes. You know, the tax. Yes, accommodation.
The new tax.
Yes.
New accommodation tax, yep.
I won't say names, but where's the return? Yeah, they're asking, eh? So, and this is the return. We need to revitalize.
I can't even imagine what this piece of property is worth. Like, so much can be done on this north side of the park.
Yes.
I don't care if you're building condos or office building. I don't care.
Yes.
This is prime land.
It is.
That's just sitting here wasting away.
It is. It is.
On the water.
Yes. Yes.
What should happen here?
They should remove all. Let's clean it all up.
Who should pay for it?
The province.
Okay.
The province and the federal government. They should partner up. Let's start cleaning this up. Let's start attracting Thunder Bay as a tourism site.
Yeah. Because there's a huge opportunity here.
Not only opportunity, it's a hub.
Yeah.
The city is a hub. People pass through here. They do. When you go to Duluth, population of what, 86,000?
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at how well it's doing. And Thunder Bay, what, 110? Not much happening here. You know,
not like that.
No, not like that. It's
is that because we're two cities still struggling with two different identities, do you think? As a lifer, I can say that. I can say that because I think we still do. Well, I think there's still that great divide.
And, of course, the divide is there.
The next generation won't understand the Port Arthur Fort William thing.
No.
But I still have it in my head.
But Duluth is advancing.
Yeah.
And Thunder Bay is not.
No.
We need to start readjusting, refocusing, looking for the future for our next generation.
So you see potential.
Oh yes, there's a lot of potential here. Because I'm going to tell you something about the radar. I don't know if you ever hear the radar site cleanup projects, funded by the federal government. They went to.
I never heard of it.
Yeah, they went to northern communities. They clean up the old radar sites. They revitalize it, clean it back to the way it was, the land. Yes. There you go. If they can do that, we can do this. Oh, yes, yes.
So what's your big vision for this now? You said you have an idea.
Oh, yeah. I like to see ferry boats here parked, going across to the Sleeping Giant on daily basis, school trips. You have it all here.
Underutilized. I think it's completely underutilized, all of that.
Yes, yes.
It's, you know, it's such a great spot for the community.
It is.
The crime, there's crime here like there is everywhere else,
right? But
there's still people saying that we shouldn't have spent the money that we did, and the biggest issue that they have is this hotel and those condos,
right?
With the exception of it blocking my view in the studio, Ron,
right?
I don't have a problem with it,
okay?
Because they're paying taxes,
right?
Do you think there needs to be more infrastructure like that down here, or do we save it for tourism and those kinds of things? What do you think?
Tourism.
Yeah.
We need to attract investments. In order to do that, we need to bring them in by what do we have to offer.
Right.
We need to start building. We need to start attracting. We need to start cleaning up Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
When we talk about panhandlers, you talk about loitering. What do we need to crack down to reduce such?
So what do you think it is? What do we need?
Well, first of all, let's.
Because to me, I look at you as the expert in this.
Yes, when you look at bylaw, when you look at bylaw enforcement programming, right? They need a boost. Obviously, they need more personnel.
We have two.
Yes.
What? You mean that's not enough?
That's not enough. No, no, that's not enough. You need them out patrolling. You need them working with Thunder Bay Police.
Absolutely.
You need them reporting incidences. You need. It's more eyes for the for everyone.
But those people still need somewhere to go. You know, if we're cleaning up the streets with the panhandlers and loiterers and where are they going to go next? They're not just going to stop doing it.
No,
they're going to go somewhere else.
That's right, and that's where
that's where the programming.
Yeah, it's a programming. Yes, because they're there for reasons. Some of them are on court conditions.
Right.
We need to start, getting them off the streets, get the programming they need. because a lot of them are out there in programs
Go ahead, sorry.
that they're supposed to be in.
Yeah.
And they prefer not to be in housing, even there's social housing available for them. They refuse because the life they live, they're used to, the street life.
Right.
We need to start interacting with them, talking to them. I know there are mental health issues, so obviously, we need those kind of programs.
Does the city need to spend more money on those programs themselves too, or should we be just going to look for that money from other sources? Should we be investing in that?
The city should not be investing.
Okay.
No, like I said, the boat has sailed.
Right.
It's time to catch, to revive what support was offered, and let's readdress the issues at the table.
Right.
Those opportunities to address mental health and addictions. Is there a crisis in Thunder Bay at that time? I'm talking about last year. I know it's long gone, but let's face the reality here.
Yeah.
It's not getting any better.
No.
You have gangs coming in to Thunder Bay.
These are real issues.
Yes.
They're coming because they can.
Yes, and it's
this is a prime opportunity for gangs. There's a lot of people that need the help.
That's right, and that's where the public safety minister, when we are being the advocates for Thunder Bay, is to ask the public safety minister, we need more funding for Thunder Bay Police.
Mm-hmm.
We need to advance in technology. We need maybe more officers in field.
Somebody said to me some time ago that is connected to Thunder Bay Police Service.
Yes.
One of the issues that Thunder Bay Police Service is badly underfunded. I think that we need more people on the street. I think that we need more officers to help, and that the organization is funded based on our population.
Right.
With the amount of people, like you said,
yes,
as with us being a hub,
yes,
there are thousands of people coming into this city,
right,
all the time.
Right.
Again, with those same social issues, regardless,
right,
our population is not necessarily what it says on the sign.
Right.
It's higher than that.
That's right.
And we're funded for just the amount that's on that sign.
That's right.
If we were able to do anything, do you think that helping and putting more money into Thunder Bay Police Service and the initiatives that they have and putting some more people on the streets to help, do you think that would make a difference?
Yes, they can act as a referral agency. The police service, obviously, we're talking about. They can take the individual, whether it's mental health, mm-hmm. whether it's an addiction. We need to start facing the reality here of addictions and crime. It's a public outcry for the federal government to get involved to address these issues. And when you talk about the population growth, you're right. I believe the city said they have a 10-year population growth. It hasn't increased or decreased. I kind of disagree with that.
Well, it's increased.
I believe that. I believe
it certainly has.
It has. It has. But when you look at the stats, Thunder Bay stats,
right,
the population has stabilized within that 10 year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't believe they're really accurate, because if population is increasing, I believe there would be more developments. There'd be more housing.
Nothing else. There's nothing growing.
There's nothing growing.
No.
So, going back to your question, addressing issues with addictions and working with agencies that we as a municipal, if I'm elected, my job would be to focus on more funding with addiction issues.
So you think we're not finding enough? You think there's more available to us that we're not touching?
Yes, there is, and we all have to come to the table.
Yeah.
Let's talk about these issues, because if we don't talk about it now, then my grandchildren, their future, their safety can be compromised just by looking at today's current issues at the criminal courthouse. Listen to them. Listen to the cases. It's a door that's perpetuating. It's a
revolving door. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a lot of the same people with the same issues.
Yes. It's not going anywhere. So, and I'm sitting there thinking, you know what?
Because really, the police service is taxed with, a lot of the times, picking up the same people.
That's right.
Over and over again.
That's right.
Which is taking away their ability
Resources.
to do other things.
Yes.
So it's a bigger issue.
Yes.
Starting from the top. So going to look for that money is the first thing.
It is the first thing. That is the reality where we are today in Thunder Bay.
Where do you see Where do you see Thunder Bay's biggest potential?
Potential for growth.
Yeah. Industry, business.
Oh yeah, business and manufacturing. When you look at, let's talk about solar.
Sure.
Solar energy.
Sure.
Let's go green.
Yeah.
Electric buses. See? Let's talk about prefabs, like First Nation communities that need housing. Let's do
Prefabs are cheap.
Yes.
Sorry. Inexpensive.
But temporary. Temporary.
Yeah, right.
But houses that are needed.
Right.
North. Let's start building here. Let's start some programming here.
They're doing that up north, are they not?
No, they're not.
So these temporary, I don't want to call them facilities, housing projects.
Yes.
Would make a huge difference if it was even just pockets of here and there.
That's right. Let's build. Let's start tapping in that industry.
Right.
Let's start building temporary homes to put them on. Take them up on the winter roads.
Right.
Like there's a lot of First Nations, 48 communities. Making a public outcry in the NAN organization for housing. Eh?
Well, we're a hub that we could be doing all this stuff and creating
support.
it. Yeah.
And that's the support resources.
It's a great idea.
To support First Nations. I don't want to get too deep into Ring of Fire. As another perfect example. Thunder Bay can only provide resources and support, whether it's the college, Confederation, or Lakehead.
Right.
We can only provide resources. It's not the municipal's role to take,
I agree. I agree. Tell me about the campaign, because we're going to run out of time here in a little bit, and I don't want to miss out. Tell me about your campaign, what you've been doing, where you've been going, who you've been talking to in the last little while, because the time's almost up. It's almost time to start voting.
Okay.
So what have you learned on the campaign trail?
Okay. There's two parts of this campaign trail. Obviously, the regular voters. It's more of an older group.
Yep.
I already got their input, but it was more on the young population that don't vote. It was, you're doing twice as much work to get to them, to reach for them, to convince them.
Yeah.
But they don't really care. They don't. And I'm telling them as I'm campaigning, you're the future. You're going to mold Thunder Bay. This is what we want to do for change. This is your future.
Right.
We need you to come and vote.
Yeah.
And it is a very difficult task. This is not their way of getting involved.
Yeah, that's true.
But
that's
electorally, it's their decision that will sway this.
Hey, but now they can vote on phones.
Yes.
So maybe it'll help.
Maybe it'll help.
I wish, I have a 18, soon to be 19-year-old daughter,
right,
who I don't think has even thought for 1 second about this election.
Yes.
She's busy with school. She's busy with work.
Yes.
This is the low end of her priorities.
Right.
But you're right. Those are the people that they're the ones that are gonna be making the decisions next.
Yes.
And they could probably be doing a better job now of helping mold that process.
That's right.
Give me two things that you think City Council has done well in the last term.
Well, it's hard for me to say. Why I say that? I try not to get involved what they're doing, but what I'm seeing on the outside, the outskirt of the municipality, there's more real issues that are being missed. But what's happening at the political level, I know they're doing their best to work with Indigenous members and to deal with racism.
Right.
And the committees they set up with anti-racism.
Right.
And the drug strategy program. So
those are positive things.
Yeah, those are positive. That's a step. But it needs to be more assertive. It needs more minority participation to make things happen. People that are in the health sector, people that are in the medical, I'm talking about the court sector, like they need to see what's happening, and that's what's happening here in Thunder Bay.
Right.
We're seeing a lot of how would you say it? Equality rights
Right.
need to be addressed.
Right.
There's policy changes that need to be addressed, whether it's homelessness, poverty, and the mental health.
And do you think with better representation around council that those things will come to light?
Yes, but I must caution you. It must come within an individual or individuals with experience that been in that field to address these.
And that's why you think that you're the guy.
Yes, I don't want to say and take all this claim credit here, but I'm seeing the issues on
You
daily
see
basis.
them firsthand.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do, and it's hard. It is hard at times when I leave the courthouse. It hurts me. It does. It hurts my.
I can't imagine every day seeing that.
Yes, it hurts me as a First Nation to see, my own people. I want
And
to
where
say,
they're going.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
they're going. They need a helping hand. It's hard to say to a First Nation that wants help. You got to actually hold their hand to get them.
Because
the
a
help they
lot
need.
of times, and I'm trying to, I don't want to be insensitive with this, but so excuse my ignorance.
Yes.
But a lot of the times, many of them just don't want the help,
That's right.
or they don't think the help is coming from a good place, that they don't want to take advantage of that help. So what's your response to, we're trying really hard to help, but there's so many that just don't want it? And you said it best. You said you actually have to take them by the hand and say, let's go.
That's right.
Is that the part that we're missing?
Yes, it's more of an integration. It's more of a cultural integration.
Right.
It's more of a sharing circle with the culture itself. Whether you're a First Nation, we need to, the sensitivity of the healing.
Right.
We need to, we must come from a background, whether you're a mental health worker, understanding First Nation issues. We need to start looking in those avenues to address these addictions, eh?
Is it a generational issue? Is this something that you think the younger demographic of the First Nations population in our city are not as involved, are not having the same struggles as their parents did, or their older siblings even did? That the younger population of First Nations kids see a potential in themselves in the community? Do you think that generationally it'll be better when 10, 15, 20 years from now in those relations and those understandings, because the kids have a better understanding now?
Well, when you talk about the children, we need to ask ourselves these questions: where they're coming from. So
Right.
they're coming from First Nation.
Nowhere near here.
Yes.
Completely disconnected.
And lack of funding.
Right.
Education. So by the time they hit grade 9 here, they're more at a grade maybe 6, 7 level. So we have that education.
There's a gap there.
There's a gap.
Yeah.
And today I was talking to First Nations people with addictions. They're close to 60, 55, older than me. And I asked them, what can I do to help you? He says, I want help. I want to go home. Send me home. And
Wow.
but there's no help there. See, right here, this is a perfect example.
It's right on the street.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but going home,
The service is not there.
there's none.
No.
So that isn't helping them.
No, that isn't helping.
But a lot of cases, though, they're coming here, and I've said this before. It's not the first time I've said it. I learned a long time ago that the people that are coming are abandoned here.
Yes.
The culture shock
That's right.
alone
That's
must
right.
be unbearable.
It is. It's a foreign.
It completely foreign. It's
It
like
is.
coming to a different world.
That's right. And I talked to a few other males. They've came here on medical purposes,
right?
and they didn't return, so they end up drinking, and their homelessness takes a role in their life, and they continue on drinking. So we get a lot of First Nations that are, leaving for a better life, but there's no...
Are they leaving there for a better life thinking that they're going to get it here?
In general, I would like to say a few are.
Okay.
But a lot are struggling with addictions. When I talk to a lot of older First Nation men, like down at the river there, I was talking to lots of them, within a week. Just, why are you here? Why are you drinking? What could I do to make things better? They're looking for the help. They're looking for the cultural help they need.
That's a different kind of help.
Yes. The issues are all the same, but they're just being worded in different ways. That's all. Yeah, we all want the same.
Yeah, it's the same goal, right?
Yeah, it's the same goal. Yeah, we're just wording it in different ways. That's all it is. But we want what's best for Thunder Bay. And Thunder Bay.
Thunder Bay's different now.
It is.
It's different than it was 25 years ago.
I believe you. I truly believe it. Like I said, campaigning, talking to seniors, they want to leave. They want to retire somewhere
So we
else.
need to fix that.
We do, and this is where I want to, retire Thunder Bay.
Me too.
Yeah, I want to be here. And I hope I do well in this election, and if not,
you know what, you're talking about the right stuff, Ron. I really believe that, and I really believe that representation is one of the first things we need to do.
Yes.
Around that council table, and your words are powerful because you understand probably better than any other candidate on any level in this election these issues, because you see them every day.
Yes.
So in a way, you could be a powerful resource to that council.
Yes.
So from here, politics is not for everybody.
No, it's not.
It's a big job.
It is a big job.
You're up for that challenge?
Yes, I am, and why I agreed to that challenge. Change can only happen by what's happening in society. But what I'm seeing in society, I am that change. So that's why I'm facing these challenges, to address them. Yeah.
Perfectly said. You should be a politician.
Well, you have a good idea.
That was perfectly said.
I only became a politician during this campaign trail. I'll be honest with you. Yes.
Really?
Yes, I'm never involved with politics. No.
It's a nasty thing.
I believe you. You have different views.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I got too big of a mouth, though.
I
can't keep quiet. Well, Rod, I wish you the best of luck. I think your mandate, your ideas are fantastic. And I'm really glad that we gave you a chance to kind of speak to a whole different group of people.
Yes.
And get your message out, because I think that's one of the things that is lacking the most in this election, is that there are not a lot of places for candidates, especially for mayor, to kind of stand up and let people really, on a larger scale, really learn about them. And I think this little ride today, we're only 45 minutes into it,
right.
But this little ride today has certainly given you an opportunity to showcase how much you know about what the issues are here.
Yes.
And I can't thank you enough for doing that, because it's where it all starts. Like you said, the change starts with people that know and understand, and that's where you come in. So congratulations on doing this.
Thank you.
I really wish you the best of luck, and regardless of what happens,
yes,
stay involved and keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, I will.
Because it's an important part of our community.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Enjoy the rest of your day.
I will.
Don't easy on the donuts.
Well,
because
and
don't slop on your shirt. It's nice.
Okay.
You don't want to.
Take care. Take care.
Take care, Ron. Great to meet you.
Yes.